Laura Lantry, and I go live every Friday with some of my favorite travel excursions, travel deals, travel adventures that I have found throughout this week. So my Epic Bucket Friday this week, I want to talk to you about traveling by rail because it is making a massive comeback in 2026. And this is taking luxury to a whole new scale. So put the reading glasses on so I make sure I give you the right information. So it's been described that 2026 is being called the year of the rail renaissance. We've officially moved past the era where trains were just a way to go from point A to point B. Now the train is point A, B, and C. And when you take a look, if you're not subscribed to my newsletter, send me a DM or you can email me at nlftravelnow@gmail.com, or you can text me your email address at 737-328-5507 and I'll add you to the newsletter. But when you see what these trains look like, it will blow you away. Some of them have 24-hour butler service. Some of them have marble bathtubs. It's just, it's black tie dinners. Hey, nice to join you, Mark. Do you want me to invite you in? You can give me your opinion on all this. You can co-host with me. We're talking about the year of Renaissance in train travel. And in fact, one of these that I found, they said you'll literally feel like you've stepped inside a James Bond movie. They have black tie dinners, they have pop-up dessert dinners, and it's just like I cannot wait to get on one of these. So what's really trending right now, and it's kind of fascinating, is people that are doing more slow travel and traveling with intention. So the days of, I want to see 6 countries in 6 days, those are dying. Now people want to travel with more intention. They want to slow down. 68% of people have said that when they're planning their vacation, they leave room on the itinerary so that they can plan excursions or plan things to do with the locals and have a more immersive experience. So if you're looking for trains that act as 5-star hotels, I have the heady hitters that are really making waves this year. So we're going to start off, they call it the final boss of luxury. It's called the Venice Simpson Orient Express, or VSOE for short. It says this legend has doubled down on its grand suites, which feature private marble bathrooms and 24-hour butler service. So the marble bathrooms I didn't care that much about, but the 24-hour butler service is really what caught my attention. If you've never had a butler when you're on vacation, you're cheating yourself. So in 2026, the highlight with this, it's got a brand new route. It launches this May, and it's connecting Paris to the Amalfi Coast. So let me repeat that again for all my people that want to go to Europe. This is the boss of luxury trains, and it's connecting Paris to the Amalfi Coast. And those are things that everyone that goes to Europe wants to see. So it's described as 4 days of Art Deco glamour, crossing the French and Italian Rivieras with black tie dinners that make you feel like you've stepped into a James Bond film. I mean, hit the heart button, hit the like button if you can get excited about something like that. The second one on the list, it's called the Middle Eastern Debut, and it's the Dream of the Desert in Saudi Arabia. This is a really big one for 2026 because Saudi Arabia just launched its first ever luxury train. So you could be one of the first guests that are on this train. This experience, it's an 800-mile journey. Now you all know I'm going to pronounce this incorrectly, from Riyadh to Al Khurrat. And again, if you want to join the newsletter, message me, and you can tell me how I'm mispronouncing these. We can learn together. But the train itself was built in Italy by the same group behind the new La Dolce Vita trains. It's designed to showcase the Alhoi Desert and Nabatean ruins, landscapes that were largely inaccessible to luxury travelers until now. So that in itself is huge, because going on this train excursion, you're going to get to see things that most luxury travelers would never have the possibility of seeing. The third one on the list, they call it the private jet of the railways. It's Holloway's and it's in the USA. In a major move for North American travel, Holloway's private rail cars debuted earlier this year. And the vibe, think of it as a private jet experience on steel. They attach meticulously, this is like such a cool part, especially if like you're a history buff. They attach meticulously restored 1940s carriage, including a glass-topped Vista dome. So there'll be tons of light in it. So for all my content creators that are following, you're gonna have great light for your photos that are on the train. And what they did is they added these to existing Amtrak routes, like the California Zephyr. For those of you that are familiar with that, you get a personal chef and a steward for just 6 passengers. So it's turning a standard cross-country trip really into a bespoke experience. So let me say that again. You get a personal chef and your own steward for 6 passengers. So it's a bespoke luxury experience across the United States. And number 4 on the list, it's Britain's first sleeper. They call it the Britannic Explorer. And it was launched late last year by Belmond. This is England's first proper luxury sleeper. And the journey winds through the Lake District, Cornwall, and Wales. And what makes it a destination is the culinary storytelling. The menu literally changes at the window. So as you cross from the English countryside into Wales, the ingredients in the dining car reflect the local farms passing by. I mean, if you're a foodie, and most of you that have been following me for a while, you know that I'm a foodie. That's really important to me when I go on vacation. And I think that that's so exciting that as your journey changes and you're crossing into different countries and different sceneries, your food is changing to match the scenery that's going by on the train. So that you're really getting like a true immersive experience. And again, like I said, 2026, it's the year of the rail car, and this is just going to continue to expand. So if you want any information on this, email me, nlftravelnow@gmail.com, or you can call or text me at 737-328-5507. I'll add you to the news list, or if you'd like a complimentary consultation on planning your next vacation, you know I'm always here to help. The next thing that I want to talk about today, because I had so many people, 2026 is the year of the fire horse. So people that are really into that, they'll already know what that means. So I had so much engagement on this picture of me. The first picture was me standing on my horse when I was a little girl, and then the next picture of me is an adult standing on a horse in the middle of the ocean. And that picture was taken in Tobago. And Trinidad Tobago, if you have never been there, it is completely different than any other island in the Caribbean. And I wound up going there initially by accident. And what happened was I was going for a checkup before we were getting ready to go out of the country for a long time. And the PA in the doctor's office, he's like, where are you guys going now? And I told him, and he's like, you have to go to Trinidad and Tobago. And I said, why? And it turns out that this was his home country. And the locals call it Trini for short. And I said, why? And he goes, all I can tell you is that it's a completely different experience. And he didn't give me a lot of specifics, but I could tell like how passionate he was about it. So I made sure that I included this on my trip. And it is so true. Trinidad and Tobago, first of all, the music there is completely different than it is on any of the other islands. This is where the steel pan drum was invented, and the cuisine is completely different because it's got a lot of different, not just Caribbean, but also African influences in the food. And so the cool thing is I put together a 7-day itinerary. It's considered one country, but Trinidad is like the mainland, and then Tobago is an island off of it. Very, very similar to like when you go to Panama and you visit Red Frog Beach. Panama is the main country, and Red Frog Beach is, an island off the coast. So here's the 7-day itinerary that I put together. So you'll arrive in the port of Spain in Trinidad. So we'll have you check into your hotel right away. You'll visit the Queen's Park Savannah to see the Magnificent Seven. It's a row of colonial mansions and the Royal Botanic Gardens. And in the evening, you're going to head to the Avenue for liming. It's a local term just for hanging out. You can try a double. And a double, again, I'm a foodie, is curried chickpeas and fried flatbread from a street vendor. And that might not sound like it's that big of a deal, but you haven't experienced it yet. So you have to try it to experience it. On day 2, you're going to go to the North Coast in Marcus Bay. This is a day drive. If you don't want to drive yourself, I will put you. I will set up a private driver for you. That is what I prefer to do. I don't like driving when I'm out of the country. My driving skills now, I've been told, are skeptical. If you were watching 2 weeks ago, again, thank you for the Lakeway police officer that gave me a warning. I completely missed the sign. So I can arrange for a driver to drive you. So you're going to drive to the Northern Bridge Range to Marcus Bay. It's the most famous beach in Trinidad. And you cannot leave Marcus without eating a bake and shark from Richard's. It's a legendary local staple. And in the evening, you're going to stop at the Maracas Lookout for a panoramic view of the Caribbean coastline on your way back. And this just makes, if you've ever seen the original trailer to my YouTube channel, I always say I'm a sunset chaser. So I love getting epic photos of the sunset. So this is where, if you want an epic vacation photo, you have your flying dress, this is where you're going to take that picture. On day 3, you're going to do wildlife in the Scarlet Abyss. So in the morning, you're going to visit Eret. It's a private sanctuary in the Marcus Valley where you can see dozens of species of hummingbirds up close. And that might not sound like a big deal, but hummingbirds are beautiful. So just imagine seeing, hundreds or thousands of them, depending on what time of the year it is, and you'll be able to see them return to roost. And they describe it as a spectacular natural light show. On day 4, you're going to take a flight to Tobago and Pigeon Point. If you don't want to take a flight, there's also a ferry that's available. You know me, I love jumping on tiny planes, so I always recommend taking the 20-minute puddle jumper, but I have been on the ferry that takes you to Tobago, and this is a massive ferry. This isn't like a ferry where they, like in Belize, where they put you in like cattle with the chickens. This is a real ferry. So you'll spend the afternoon at Pigeon Point Heritage Park. Its iconic thatched roof jetty is the most photographed spot on the island. And then in the evening, have dinner at Store Bay for some local crab and dumpling. And again, like I've said, the food there is completely different than any other Caribbean island. And one of the things I really loved when you get to Tobago, they play the steel drum music everywhere, and it just brings like this peace and calmness over you that I've never experienced in any other Caribbean island. On day 5, you're going to do something that was one of the most magical things I have ever done with in my entire life. And there is, I don't know if it's a non-profit or a not-for-profit, but it's a horse experience. And all of the horses in this experience are all rescue horses. In fact, it's run by a woman and her husband, and the woman is from Germany. And one of the horses that they brought over was from Germany. She paid to have this horse come over from Germany, and it's a retired racehorse. And you ride the horses on the beach, and then on the way back, you swim on the back of the horse in the water. And it was probably one of the most freeing spiritual, emotional experiences I've ever had. And it was so beautiful because these horses, you know, a lot of them, like I said, are retired race horses. So they move kind of slowly. They've got, you know, injuries. You know, they're like me. They've got some wear and tear in life. But when they're in the water, you can feel how good they feel. It's like their pain is gone and they love it. And so that's the picture, if you follow me on any of the social media platforms, where I'm standing on the horse. That's where that picture was taken on this experience. And I think it's an absolutely beautiful experience. So I had to include it. So in the afternoon, this is in Buco. If it's a Sunday, you can stay for Sunday school. It's a famous weekly street party with steel pan music and dancing. Then on day 6, you'll go to the Buco Reef and Nylon Pool. In the morning, you can take a glass bottom boat tour from Pigeon Point or Store Bay. And the highlights, if you're a snorkeler, you can snorkel at Buco Roof and then hop out in the middle of the ocean at Nylon Pool. It's a shallow crystal sandbar where the water is only waist deep, and it's legendary for its fountain of youth properties. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get to do that when I was there. But when I was putting together this trip, I'm like, that gives me an excuse to go back to Tobago. And then in the afternoon, you'll visit No Man's Land. It's a secluded spit of land. It's only accessible by boat, and you're going to have a beach barbecue. And then on day 7, island tour and departure. So in the morning, you'll drive up Windward Road to see Argyle Falls. It's Tobago's highest waterfall, or you can visit the Main Ridge Forest Reserve. It's the oldest protected rainforest in the Western Hemisphere. So it really depends on if you're a tree hugger or if you're a water baby like I am. So if you know me, you know that I would go visit the waterfall. So that's what I have for Fridays. F it, book it. Again, if you want any information on this, you can message me, you can DM me, you can call or text 737-328-5507, or you can email me at nlftravelnow@gmail.com. And then also I had so many people respond to the passport PSA that this week I did a post and I included more information in that, because the really important thing that I said last week is that your passport needs to be good for at least 60 days after your return date of your trip, but there's even some more stipulations on there. And then in the post, I even explained what the QR code sticker is on the back of your passport. It's almost wine time. I'm at El Gacho Winery. So thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, and I will see you next Friday for F It, Book It.